Hi and welcome back to Zohii the Label. I'm Tracey, founder and creator of Zohii the Label, and I'm here today to give you what I believe is 10 essential steps to consider before starting your own fashion label. Number one, a vision. Have a dream, have a vision, have a niche. Something unique, something that people are going to get really excited about and want to buy. Don't forget, you'll be doing this for 12 months of the year, 52 weeks of the year, 24 hours a day. So it's something that you not only have to drive, but it needs to drive you. So it's something that you have to be truly passionate about. Number two, have a strategy. This is a business you're building. It's not a hobby. You need to make a list of a few of the details that actually go into making a garment from the top to the bottom. Some of the list may go like this. The design. Are you a designer? Can you design a product? Or have you got a thought in your head that you need to be put onto paper? Can you do a technical drawing? Can you explain to a factory how that garment is going to be put together? Can you make a pattern? Can you sew? Can you make a fit sample? Can you grade a pattern across the sizes? Can you do marketing? Can you do research into what the price is going to be, your retail price, target pricing? Where will you sell the product? So all these jobs go into a long line of a description in the life of a garment, and you really must do your research onto how much you can do and how much you need to outsource. Number three is fabric. So of course fabric's very important when it comes to garments. Are you using a woven? Are you going to be making a structured garment? Maybe it has a collar that needs to be fused so you get a stiff stand-up collar. Or will you be doing something that's flowing and breezy, similar to what I'm doing? Is it going to be silk or cotton? So if you've not really got much knowledge about fabric, you really need to look into that before you make your first fit sample. This will be critical and add to how the garment will perform and look as a finished result. Number four is just jumping back to the list that we talked about earlier, is the design. So have you got a specific person in mind who you're designing for? So for me, it's mums and kids. We're on the coast, it's coastal wear. So what I've done is I've designed something that's light and breezy. For the kids, they don't want to be doing zips and poppers, everything's step in and pull on. So that was my brief. So think about who you're designing for and make sure that your design matches the brief. Number five is the one that I love. That's the pattern making part. Not many people are pattern makers. It's probably the job that's the one that people don't consider when they think about garments. However, it is the most important one, to me anyway. The fit of a garment can make or break a design. If it doesn't fit properly, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is, people will put it back. So if you can't pattern make, you need to outsource to someone like me. Number six is manufacturing. So of course, this is a really big one to think about. If you want to control what is happening with your production, you need to look for someone locally. That would be my suggestion to start. This means that you can actually go to the factory and you can check on the production of your stock, you can check the quality and that everything is going really well. The labels are in the correct position and things like that. Now, if you're going offshore, obviously the bonus there is the price. It's much cheaper to make overseas. However, you've got to consider that it is completely out of your hands. If you're going overseas, that's when you really need an excellent detailed technical pack with stitch density, all the way the garment's going to be made, the label positions, your seam allowance, and again, we'll be covering that in a few more weeks. Number 7 is logistics. Now, imagine that your garments are made. Of course, if you've chosen to go local, it could be a matter of just driving down to another suburb and collecting your garments. However, if you're overseas, you must consider air freight costs. You'll need to find a freight forwarder, and a freight forwarder can usually give you 2 options, air and sea. If you fly your garments in by air, it's quite expensive, but maybe takes only around 4 days, 4 or 5 days. If you're going by sea, it is much cheaper. However, you'll have to wait 6 to 8 weeks to receive your product. And that's nail-biting stuff when you're still not 100% sure the garments have been made correctly. My suggestion would be, if you do choose to go overseas manufacturing, is maybe you need a quick trip overseas to find yourself a good factory and give them a small run of production to do as a test first. Number 8 is marketing. So you really do need a strong marketing campaign when you've got your brand finished, it's ready, it's pressed, it's packed. Now you need to get it out there. Are you going to build a website to sell your product on? Are you going to do organic advertising? Maybe you need to do a letterbox drop. It goes into that much detail. Maybe you'll do just Facebook, Instagram, an Etsy store. So all of these ways that you can choose and decide to sell your product, but you must have a strong campaign and find someone who can help you do your marketing well. Number 9 is sales performance and reviews. So now we're at the point where maybe you've got a couple of bestsellers and you need to replenish stock. This isn't going to be very easy to do if you've chosen to do an overseas manufacture. 6 to 8 week turnaround could mean by the time you receive the stock, they're already over it. You're too late. So what we need to do is we need to monitor closely sales and reviews, go back into all your sales platforms and look at what's working on Instagram, Facebook, whichever platform you've used, and monitor sales closely so you can jump on that and hopefully replenish successful pieces, and the ones that aren't working, you can deal with those too. Number 10 is a bit of a sad one. It's the markdowns. So now you've come to the end of the season and you've got stock left over. You need to come up with a great plan to do some collaborations, maybe some competitions and markdowns. Move the old stock on, and again, remember to look at your sales performance, what worked. Maybe you've tested some new sizes. This is another thing you need to consider. Maybe the styles that you're designing are for a smaller lady, not the larger lady, or vice versa. So maybe your whole design structure the following season after you've started may change. You may end up doing styles that suit a different size of a person. You may introduce some children's wear. For me, I know I got requested many times to do the smaller babies. So that's what I've done in my 2nd year. I've now introduced babies wear to cover those requests from customers. So there you have it, ladies. They're my top 10 tips to consider before starting your own fashion brand. And of course, if you have followed number 1 and you have found a passion and your niche and you've got that drive and enthusiasm, you won't need any good luck because it will work. If you're followed by the angels the way I'm doing and you're feeling it in your heart and soul, it will succeed. But please have a strategy in place. It will work wonders for you. So the PDF is available to download from my website, the link's below. And of course, stay tuned for more videos. I am going to cover things like design, tech packs, a little bit of grading, all in the coming weeks. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe below, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. Again, thank you for all the love, and I can't wait to show you the new collections that's coming soon. Lots of love. Thank you.